Plastic Model Builders, welcome back. This is our final episode for the F-4C Phantom by Monogram / Revell, whatever you want to call it. If you didn't see the last episode, check it out because this is how we got to where we are right now. As you just saw, we finished putting on some metallizer on the rear end of the tail. We were spraying a little steel color on our engine exhaust right here. Coming up is some really fun stuff. My favorite color, red. Not really. The lower flaps, they go red. We all know red's a pain in the butt to spray. It takes forever to clean out of the airbrush, blah, blah, blah. You know how that goes. So here comes the fun stuff. We are finally going to put on the decals or decals, wherever you're from, however you want to call them. They were kind of hard. You may want to hand paint these. I don't know, that might be just as hard. But either way, this is how I did it. You can do it however you want to do it and offer tips. Basically, got these candy canes right here, which is the whole purpose of this model. Was the candy canes, for those of you that don't know, was when they made the aircraft for combat training, they would put the candy cane on so they know who was enemy and who wasn't. And then they also wound up using them in actual combat too because it was easier to distinguish the planes. So here you go, you see both of these are on. Use some micro sol on these, that way it starts laying flat. I had a lot of trouble with these. You see how the paint extends past where I needed to. That was done intentionally. So you just go back and you fill in the extra camo afterwards. That's how I did it. I'm not sure how you're going to do it. So we are now starting to put on basically all the decals on the front part of the fuselage. You got your little danger things, you know, your hatch openings right here, your landing lights and stuff like that. At least I always think those are landing lights. I don't know what they are. Anyway, so you see all those kind of placement there. We'll show you final placement and of course the review, which will be the next video, so you will have to watch that too. There you go, just put some more decals on. This is about all there is for this top portion of the front fuselage. You know, you're always going to have to do the lower halves of it as well. So, if you see there, we're going to do the tail, number 58th, of course, 6 whatever, 63, 5, 58, you know, bad with tail numbers. Anyway, you can see pictures of this online. If you just type in a nice Google search, F-4C candy cane, it should bring you right up to the pictures that you need. So the instructions are half correct here, as you're seeing. It says use number 37. What I did put on there, it actually needs to be number 144 because it's white colored. If you look on the picture of the version I did, it's white. For Fred, whatever his last name is, I don't remember, combat veteran. Here we go, we got our number right there, 3584, just kind of like on the tail. More danger stickers. This is the other side of the aircraft, a little bit different than the left side. Make sure we get our landing lights. I love how they just kind of, the water just takes hold and pops it in place. Remember, use some micro sol, that way the decals really adhere to where they're going and you get a nice bond and they conform nicely too. So here we go, here's the 3584 again. You know how that goes? These are on the rear top of the tail. These tail fins aren't in place there. I simply put them there, that way you can see where these decals would go. Now we have the edge of the wings. As you see, we do have a little bit left over. Some of it hangs over quite a bit. You could probably fold those over for the other side. I'm not sure exactly what to do with those. Here we go, some more little decals. Front of the nose. And our caution stickers. Our little other 4 dots. I have no clue what the 4 dots are, but they go on the other side too. I know military people will be able to tell me exactly what those are. So, more decals on the intakes. And a little decal right there by the wing. Got our little square. More stuff for lifting hooks and things like that. Beware of the jet blast, of course. And of course, more warnings. Plane's loaded with warnings. I love how it just kind of wobbles there. You know how that is. Arresting hooks. It did have one on the plane, so you know how that goes. Got our little arrow symbols. I would love to know what all these things mean one day. Maybe somebody could help a brother out. Anyway, more warning signs, more circles. We love circles. Getting close to being done with all the decals. I should mention, I did not put any nose steps on this plane. there were too many of them and I did not feel like messing with them. They're on the front all over the place. I just kept this one basic. I just did not want to deal with any of those. And you'll see why once you get this model. They're everywhere. It's like doing an F-15. It seems like too many of them. So here's the underside of those wingtips. And just a couple of decals I put on the underside of the plane. Not too many. Kept it simple. This goes right here. And of course that on the leading edge of the landing gear wheel door. Now we're just spraying an overcoat on all this, you know, to seal everything in. Whatever you want to use, future polish, whatever they call it now. Get everything good. We are going to spray a little bit of extra coating on here. Some extra colors and more future polish. Brightens this whole plane up. Good sealer. You can even spray a dull coat later on if you want. You see right there how I have the, with the decals, I already added in the new layer of paint that met up with that white that I had sprayed on there, and it turned out really great. You'll see the final product, as I said in the review. Put on all your flaps and the stabilizers in the rear. You saw the right side, and here's the left side. Turn this plane over. Before we turn the plane over, my fault. Put on the stabilizers. They go in the back. They're buffed out, nice and shiny. I love how it came out. I'm so happy. There we go. Put those in. I should have done a little bit extra tidying up on that fin that went in there. Now we are painting all of our hydraulics silver. You know how that goes. See right there on the front landing gear. We're going to do the rear landing gear right here. One hydraulic thing there, and then another small little bit, as you can see. And then we will have this little area right here. That's where one of the other flaps goes. You can't really see in there, but I painted it because I had to. So there we go, just the other landing gear, so you can see it one more time. And we are done with landing gear. There we go. What's next? We're going to put some missiles on the missile rails and set those aside to dry. We've got our sidewinders. I probably should have painted them blue. I used the 1960s style. You say I didn't sand down those little, not registrations, but you know, from the molds, the forms, whatever you want to call them, the holes for it. Scratching away the paint, that way you get a good bond. I see a lot of people don't seem to do that. Maybe they just use a different glue that bonds well to paint. Maybe it's that Tamiya stuff everyone talks about, and I'm still using the wrong stuff. Anyway, here's the flap, 2 of them. Just kind of press down, hold it for a couple seconds, it'll stay in place. And if not, do what I did. Stick a paintbrush in there. Worked great. So now we are taking off the windows that I temporarily fixed to the fuselage right there. And we are going to set those aside because the plane's upside down. Put on all our wheels, the front wheels, 2 of those, and 2 rear wheels, 1 on each side. Just give it a little twist there. That way that glue gets in there and gives a nice bond. I love how that works out. Now we are going to attach some fuel tanks and missiles. 2 of each. I don't show you putting on the sparrows, but they do go there on the underside of the plane. 4 of those, I think. 2 or 4, can't remember, but they're there. And you see the area where they will go. There you go, more sidewinders, those missile rails and pylons, and of course the other side. You can see that little area there that could be filled in. I wasn't worried about it. No one's going to see it except for me. Get my masking off of the canopies, because that's how I did it. Maybe I should start using some other stuff. I get sick of this clear tape. It can be such a pain. I've seen other methods. Sometimes it's hard to teach a new dog, or an old dog, new tricks. Anywho, got my white glue, whatever you want to use, crystal clear. Just put that right here for the landing, not the landing, I don't know what I'm even saying anymore. For the canopy, find something to hold it up. I used a ball of tape, pretty unconventional, but it's lightweight and it works. Now you see I'm painting the insides right there, kind of light gray color. I had forgotten to do that. So make sure you remember to do that. And of course, put in the other canopy, hold it in place, use tape, whatever, let it dry. Guess what? This model's pretty much done except for the exhausts. So thanks for watching. Make sure you stay tuned for the review of this airplane. It's really good. You'll see the final product of it As always, don't forget to subscribe so I get more subscribers, comments, and likes. Until next time, see ya.